Gwitch, and welcome to a small fluid test video. So as the sun rises on this new day, I have a little test project here. I just wanted to try a few things in regards the fluid update. So I have three tests I want to run here. The first one is a singular test. I want to see how far water will flow unpumped. So first of all, I have 500 meters of blocks here. I think it's, well, every one of these is, actually no, not 500 meters. Is it? It's 500 foundations, which multiplied by 4 is 2,000 meters. So yes, my first test is I have 3 nice full tanks of water here. I want to connect this on, start turning them on, and see how far they will pump. So my first protocol here is the 50, then the 100, 150, 200, 250, so on until up to 500. Now I'm not seeing if I can fill each of these. I want to see what's the water flow rate, and see. I'll be pushing 1800. Maybe I should have used the Mark 1 pipes, but nah. We've got the Mark 2. I can easily, between each test, just fill these back up again. I have valves here on the end of each of the 50 meter marks, so I have these all turned off. So the first test is the 100, the 50. So I can turn the valve off into the tank and then turn on and see how far it'll go for the next one. And I want to see how far it'll pump. Now this is coming directly out of the unpacker. And I sort of ran a couple of tests here and see, is there any sort of lift value to the unpacker? Not really. Actually, I'll show you this first. So the lift in regards, there's no real additional lift to the packer. So that's nearly 4, 8, maybe 10 meters. And it can only half fill the tank here. So potentially it probably has a 10 meter lift straight out of the unpacker. Because if you go to the 12 meter here, it can only go a small bit. So it just above 12 meters maybe in regards to lift height. And the last test then is this. So there was a theory earlier, that when fluid, so if you drop fluid from a certain height, you can bring it back up to the same height again from the far side. So potentially, if I drop it from here, I should get the pipe coming back in here again. So if I get flow in here, I'm going to basically turn on this valve here and see, can I fill this from this? So what do you think? Sounds good? I could have a bit of fun. I wanted to try this and see, is there anything to it? Is there drop off? Is it feasible just to pump water hundreds and hundreds of meters? And in this instance, at 200 foundations, or 2 kilometers. No, 500 foundations, 2 kilometers in length. So first things first, let's connect this bad boy up and then start turning on these valves. E, max, max. Oh, don't empty the tanks too fast. Oh, I gotta slow down my speed. So we have, straight off the bat, full pressure. We'll see how it's getting. Oh, it's building slowly. I wonder how each one of these pipes, these are the full max distance between lengths here. So you can see each one of these are the same length. So they can hold 74, 75 meters cube to water. Look at the pressure still keeping up. Flow rate. That's building. That's building as well. So up to the 50-meter mark. I think what the biggest obstacle I'm going to come across is the system actually filling the pipes. So I think between each test I'm going to run get my tanks up so I can see that the 50-meter here is full pressure. Yeah, now she's dropping off. And we'll drop down here, into the valve. And open it up. So you can see the flow rate is definitely okay. So 50 meters is okay. And we're not going to be, that's definitely okay. So we'll turn that off again. And turn this one on. So now we have the next section of pipes up to 100 meter. Let's see here, this is flowing in. That's great. I want to check how my tanks are getting on back here. They're still full. So how I've set this up is just fill these 3 full of packaged water, use the unpacker to unpack it. And you can see the empty canisters heading off here, and I just empty those out and refill these as I need them. Now, as you notice, I'm flying around, but I'm not using air reactions. This I've creative mode here, God mode on this map, so none of this stuff costs me to build it, so I can run these tests unhindered without any sort of restrictions whatsoever. Okay, so we see how the 100 meters getting on. Yeah, 100 meters is okay. I think I don't even need to open the valve into the tank. It's pumping okay. So next is I'm going to say not 100 meters, 100 foundations. Keep it going. So you can see here 150 is okay. So let's move on to the next one. Slowly but surely filling. I think the only pressure is increasing because I have this valve. I'm going to turn off this valve. I'm going to keep going and see how it works. That's great. This is this the 200? So we 50, 100, 152. This is 250. That's 300. I'm actually going to turn this one on too, and then move up to the next one, and then we're going to wait and see how long it takes. So currently, oh, where am I gone? Flow rate is good here. Building here. Definitely moving along here. This is the 300 mark, so we don't have any pressure here yet. There's something here. No flow through that pipe, but a small bit. So that's 300. Can I keep this pushed on? Alright, I'm going to open them all up. Right up to the 500 foundations in length. See the visual glitch there. And then we're going to see, I'm going to give it 5 minutes and see how we do. So I'm going to put a valve here. Turn that one off. Okay, so I'll bring you back in and we'll check back in 5 minutes and see how the pressure is on all the pipes. Now we're here at the 400 foundation mark, and this is moving very slowly. So you can see some of the actual continuation of the water is starting to lag. So there's definitely loss of some sort of flow at 400 foundations. Again, it's still flowing, but it's just taking a bit longer. You can see back here now, there's not a lot of pressure, and I think that's because I just opened up the pipes. There is good flow here, but the pressure again is not that high. Or not the pressure, the fill. Well, I call it the pressure, because the fuller it is, the faster it'll flow. How are we at the 400 mark now? Slowly. 450. It's flowing to here. This is the 500. There's my little test area over there. So you can see here that from 500 it's getting there. It'd be maybe like the, well, I'm not sure about the conveyors now. In regards the flow rate, it takes a long while to build up. You wouldn't have instant water now. And I think maybe I should have actually placed down a Mark 5 pipe and seen who would be first here. Actually, that's an interesting idea. I think I might save that for the next video. But for now we're just seeing here this one. Oh, it's painstakingly slow. The pressure, it's just... Now I wonder, actually, we go back, look at all this distance. 500 foundations. I wonder, is my flow rate back here diminishing? Now it shouldn't, because these are each... Yeah, the tank is full there. And that's full, so it's definitely not out of the water. You can see the flow rate still here. Alright, so it sounds like, it looks like the actual, it's the system trying to fill up all the pipes. That's taken a lot of the flow rate away. Is this full yet? Oh, this, yeah, that's full. Flow rate 510, 590. So are we getting actually a 600 flow rate in the further away? Let's go here back. Now we're getting 600 here, and that's 50 under 100 meters. So we can see here, is these ones full? That one looks full. And this is at the 200. Are we getting, yeah, the full 600 flow rate? It's 250. That's 300. Are we getting the full 600 flow rate? It's building. Now the interesting thing will be, once I have let the system pressurize or completely fill up, are we going to see now that's strange. The flow rate's completely stopped, actually. We're full the whole way up to... So it's cutting off. So there is some... Even though the pipes are full... why is it doing that? So it's fluctuating. Even though the pipe is full, it's fluctuating. Oh, stop here for a second. I have this cut off, yes, I have. Alright, now I want to see, will it fill up this at 600 water per minute? Oh, on we go. It should max out, the pipes are all full behind it. It's getting there. Now remember, there's no pumps behind this system. This is just from the from the packager. Now we've got some fill rate. Slow, but this should be... Shane does a fill rate of 500, but it's not... It's not filling at that rate. What was that? So we are just seeing in regards, there is fluctuation in it. Well, the one thing I'm definitely taking from this at the moment, I wouldn't trust transporting water at this distance. And now the fill rate's stopped. At 500. Now, is this the... Potentially the packager is showing a fill rate of just over fill height of 10 meters. Now that I'm going to actually turn on the tanks here every 100 meters and see are we getting different results for every tank the closer we go home. So if that's another 100 meters there, I'm going to turn on this one. Sorry if this video is a bit long, but I want to go into I want to definitely look at the science behind it. Have I this opened already? I bloody well have, but that's the 200, that's the 300 mark. Or the... Yeah, it's 5 for 300 meter mark. 300 foundation mark. That's the 250. This is the 200. Oh my god. My computer can't keep up. That's that one. And we know the 100 one's going to fill up anyways. So what I'm going to do here is... Alright, I'm going to turn that on, and while that's working away, I'm actually going to turn on the next one, and then we'll come back to see what levels those are at. So the next test now is see can we return to the same height. So potentially I've seen people build the water extractors up on top here and just drop off the water and then no pumps needed. So I want to see has that changed or how it fits in this system now. Alright, turn this on. And away you go. And now I just have to, you can see it's expanding already. Go down to bottom. Bottom's full already. It's filling coming back up. Doesn't fill here though. But you can see the fill rate isn't high here. It is. It's expanding. So once you see this one expanding, the one on the right is expanding. Up a bit further. Right, we'll see here. Now I haven't these tanks turned on. These are actually all closed off. This is filling up. This one below is filling up. This is expanding. Oh, look at this. I wanted to test this because I actually seen this in Brain DG's. He had a water tower, so he's pumping water up into storage buffers like this and then feeding his whole system off the other end. Now the last one. Oh, look at the look at the glitch. That works actually. It's slowly filling. What am I at this side here? Still plenty of water in there. Do you know what? Will this go any higher? Where's my walls? How much higher this will go? Where's my wall bracket? Stick it there. I'm going to... Please. Yes, there's one there on that edge. I was just looking for that valve regulator to see, can I... Oh, look it. Are we getting it in the last one? No, it's not filled up fully. It's not filled fully. Oh. So, Mr. Brain DG, if you're actually watching still, your water tower still works. And it will continue to work. And it'll go slightly above the actual height, maybe the height of the actual the water buffer. So it will work for you. So it's currently, that's okay. Now back to our, check the last bit here. So we know this one's going to be, did I open this up? I did. But it still doesn't fill. And down here. Water in here, it's... I wonder, is this working because I'm loading it? But it shouldn't, there's no... Go to the 300. Yeah, it's flowing. The 400. Yeah, that's flowing. Okay, that's okay. Now the valves, that's one thing about the valves. If the water goes in past it, it doesn't come back out. So any water that comes in here is not going to come back out again. So I think there is still a flow rate, but I wouldn't depend on it that much. At these lengths, without a pump, you'll get length out of it. Potentially, like this is 2,000 meters, 2 kilometers potentially, 500 foundations. So this is a decent length. If you were to have this uninterrupted flat length on it in your world, you might definitely have some sort of super factory. And I'm going to actually throw on a pump. Let's see, does that do any difference? Where's my bank? There we go. Come on, pump. You know you want to. Why is that? But there's good flow rate there. No head lift. 1.7 meters. That's why that's not pumping. It's got no head lift to lift to. Alright, so I'm going to bring you back in a second. I'm going to place these pumps at intervals down, maybe every 50 meters down, and see do they influence the tank levels on this system. We'll surely get this wrapped up quickly. So looking at this now, I've added in pumps the whole way up on every 50 meters, and now the tanks are filling up, or are full. So my synopsis from this, I'm not sure if it's science, but looking at all the evidence here is the fact that, so you can see the pumps, I got sick of actually putting power poles, so I put down biomass generators, is now these tanks are filling up every 100 meters. So you can technically run water without pumps. Technically you can, but with pumps, you can transport water more efficiently. Now, one thing I did notice, if I take this one here, if I place on the pipe, see the previous one there to the right there? That's actually the buffer distance for the Mark II pump from the last one. So potentially you can connect them so their head lift is connected on every one of them, so at least then you know they're 50 meters apart. Or 50 foundations. 50 foundations, yeah. Yeah. That's more than 50 meters. So it looks like vertically it's 50 meters. Vertically. Vertically, they're 50 meters. Horizontally they are 200 meters. Oh, I'm glitched again. Wait for a second. 200 meters. Or just under 200 meters. So that So this is placed just two foundations over. Now if I go up here, there is the one. So just 2 foundations short of 50 foundations. 48 foundations in length. There's our answer. So in regards for water horizontally, it will travel on a pipe on a flat plane. I haven't tested up or down, I just wanted to test it flat. It will travel on a flat plane without any pumps. But again, you lose a lot of the fill and pressure, so you won't achieve that pressure at the end to get if you want to refill one of these at the end of your process without pumps. So it's more reliable to put pumps on it. Now, horizontally, your pumps can regulate, your Mark II pumps can be 48 foundations apart. And have to test this. I'm wrong. I'm wrong because that isn't. That is an indicator of where the last mark is. Oh, bummer. Bummer. It doesn't give an indication. On a horizontal plane. There goes that out the window. It's a discovery. That's what this is all about. Was discovering exactly how some of this worked. But anyways, away from all of that, away from the little mistakes. So, 2 synopsis out of this. 1, you can transport water over large distances, but you do lose some of the pressure or the flow rate the greater distance you go. You can complement that with pumps. So if you're putting on pumps, it gives the facility to pump a lot more liquid longer distances. Secondly, you can pump water vertically the same height as you drop it. So from here, this is 50 walls, I think, down. So it's 50 walls straight down. It pumps it straight 52. There's 51, 2, 3, 53 walls up. About the same height of this is what I think it was. So that is it. That is my little test. Look at if you think of anything, or if you that anything that could be tested in regards to this, feel free. Throw it in the comments below. I'll have a go at it. I'll have a dig at it and see how I get on with it. But other than that, look at take it easy, make use of the information whatever way you could, crunch it up, throw it in the bin for all I care. But look, it's all about having a bit of fun, and I enjoyed building this track of foundations and doing this. I like this technical side of things. I like numbers and stuff. So definitely this hits the spot, and that looks like a big spider over there. Anyways, have a nice evening, weekend, day, whatever time you watch this at. See you later. Slán.